1, Apple, take 1. Scene 1, Apple, take 2.
Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. Looky here, this morning we've got kind of a light news day happening, man. We've had a whole lot going on in news this week, so we got a light news day happening. So we're gonna take some time out to go over some MC protocol stuff. We haven't done MC protocol in a while, so we're gonna do some MC protocol this morning. So tied down, getting your seats. This is going to be a multi-part series from my newest book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. So this is the part of the 52 do's and don'ts of being a prospect, the 52 do's and don'ts of being a prospect. So if you've got prospects out there that need to listen, give them a call. Get everybody together, like, share, subscribe this thing as you're coming onto the channel. Let everybody know. Send it around to your prospects or maybe your prospect sponsors, your club sponsors that are out there, their prospect sponsors or your prospect managers. We're getting ready to do the 52. It won't be all 52. This will be part 1. But we'll be right back at it in a minute and 7 seconds. So this is Black Dragon's Prospects Lists of Do's and Don'ts, Part 1. Thanks for tuning in.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe to get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name was Black Dragon. Started in the Navy and hit the sea, repping Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the vest from the Mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the Mighty Black Sabbath MC. Where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes from prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with a cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says kick Kenny. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Alrighty then, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can use. And let me bring on my co-hosts, the one, the only. We're the only channel that has our very own Doctor, the Jbunchii, the warrior of God's power, God's warriors, ministry, motorcycle ministry, president, Logic.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Keep it logical, yo. What's going on, everyone?
Wow. What's up, Jbunchii?
Chike.
How are you?
I'm doing good, bro.
Man,
I got a picture.
like
I got a
that.
picture I wanted you to see. Just look at that picture real quick. Just real quick. You don't have to keep it up long. Just so people won't think I'm be playing when I.
Oh, wow. Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, wow. Cowabunga. Okay.
That's the holy.
God.
That's the holy fist.
That's God's warrior there.
Yeah. I just wanted to show you that.
That's that American Kempo stuff.
No, that's not American Kempo. This is Gasanru Kempo.
Who's?
Gasanru Kempo.
Guns,
We came from under Nick Serio, who trained with Ed Parker. They trained together. Ed Parker had American Kempo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is completely cool, man. That is completely cool, sir. How old is that picture?
That picture, that I got my second degree because I didn't go any further. I got 2. That's about 6 years old. 5, 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at up on my shelf. I got 2 invites to test for my 3rd degree that I never went to.
Wow. That is really, really nice. Mm-hmm.
A little bit more about me.
I'm still gonna need to see, the video of you getting down.
Oh, I got okay. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
I got video. There's videos out there.
We're gonna need to see that video. Okay.
What's up, chat room?
So when we see that video, then
Okay.
Boards don't bite back. Pictures don't hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Pictures don't.
I want to see a video of you getting down. That's what I want to see. Do you mind?
I don't mind.
Okay. I want to see something like this.
Jordan. Oh, you got it good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, when you see my videos, I ain't hitting signs. I'm hitting people.
Oh no. No, we can't show those on here.
I'm not hitting signs.
Signs don't hit back. Boards don't hit back.
Boards
People
don't
hit back.
People hit back. Right.
Hey, what's up, man? Listen, thank you all for tuning in today. What's up, Cali Kid? TV, Mad Thing, Troy Powell, Papa Penguin, everybody's here. Path Killer, good morning, Heather Hill. Keep it logical. That's you. Joseph, good to see you, man. And Chucky out there in South Africa, it's good to see you. Shadow, all you good people. Biker News Canada, Carnell 619, it's good to see everybody. Boss Hog, Money. Listen, I'd like for you guys to like, share, and subscribe this thing. Please like, share, and subscribe it. Share it to everyone out there. Please hit those like buttons so more people will get in on this. So if everybody could hit the like button, more people will come in. And we want people to be in on this one. This is chapter 10 of Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. If you guys will remember, many years ago, back in 2014, we're talking 11 years ago now. Back in 2014, I wrote this book, Prospects Bible. How to prospect for a traditional law-abiding motorcycle club. I wrote this, in 2014, long time ago. And this has become a number one bestseller, and has been a number one bestseller that this whole time, off and on, it goes number 1, then number 5, number 10, number 25, and then back to number 1. And in the Prospects Bible, I'm all about how to become a prospect for a traditional motorcycle club. And so here it is 11 years later, and there was so much that I would have put in the Prospects Bible that I didn't put in back then. And so before I did a rewrite of the Prospects Bible, I decided to put more stuff in here. So in chapter 10 of this book, we go, then this is my newest book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. So in Motorcycle Club Protocol 101, in chapter 10, I wrote the prospects list of 52 do's and don'ts, which is not in Prospects Bible, but if I were to write Prospects Bible again, or when I do write Prospects Bible or rewrite it, I will be adding that 52 list of do's and don'ts and a bunch more other stuff that I've learned in the past 11 years. But this was my way to get back at that. And I wrote in here, in my book, Prospects Bible, I provide a comprehensive overview of the responsibilities as a prospect or hang-around within the motorcycle club. However, in this chapter, I've included a list of 52 do's and don'ts for prospects and hang-arounds in a motorcycle club. Now, one of the most important and incredible journeys you will ever experience during your motorcycle club career is the process of prospecting, and a lot of people don't understand how carefree and free and beautiful that process can be. Papa Penguin said, "I think Black Dragon may be creating the MC version of the World Book Encyclopedia." There are there are seven there are 7 pieces to it. That is for sure. There are 7 books to it so far. It's called the Motorcycle Club Bible series. So yeah, maybe it will be the Britannica.
He'd be walking around instead of door to door at houses, walking around door to door to clubhouses, selling encyclopedias, selling his prospect Bibles.
Man,
I got this set.
I got. Oh, by the way, we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to allow people to come on, and you'll be in the back, the green room, and then I can bring you on the channel if you have comments or things to add. Here it is, the link in the right down below. Here's the link, so you guys can also participate in this. You know, somebody that has something to say or add or whatever. And we're going to be doing this a little bit more often. So those of you who've been out there watching, like Chucky way over there in South Africa, here's a way you guys can just click on this and come on the screen and talk. Just make sure you don't have too much going on in the background. You have a good internet connection, and we can see you have good lighting, and you can use your phone and be part. It's like a Zoom thing. So you guys know all about Zoom and stuff like that. Hey, what's up, Chris Leach out there, 81 support up there in
Mad respect, Chris. Mad respect, Chris. Mad respect.
So we're going to be talking about this, and as I said, one of the most important journeys you'll have is prospecting. And for me, prospecting was longer than most people, so that's why I really did enjoy it. For me, it was the best part of being in the club because my responsibilities were not all that great, but my fun over my responsibilities, my fun was max. When I became a national president, there were more responsibilities than there was fun. But when I was a prospect, there was more fun than there were responsibilities. And man, if I could just go back to the carefreeness of those days, it was absolutely carefree. So I want you guys, as you're coming into motorcycle clubs, to realize that the most carefree, cool time to be associated with the club, but not have so many of the drudgery of the club, the disappointments of brotherhood, the betrayal, and all of that, is in your early years of the club, when all the club is fun. You don't care about the politics. You don't care about the money. You don't care about being an officer. You don't care about nothing but what it means to be a member. That really begins in your hang around and your prospect time. So the most important and incredible journeys you will ever experience during your motorcycle club career is the process of prospecting. It is really cool. And it is just an amazing journey for your chosen club.
I got a question for you. Do you have the hang around time before the prospect in your Bible?
In the Prospects Bible, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I got lost. Okay, so
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
The prospecting journey sets the foundation for your MC life. And man, something has happened. These people have put my phone on some kind of fucking crazy list, and they're getting past my sensor, my filter. And we got to do a video on this someday about how I'm getting 80, 90 phone calls a day on my cell phone from these people. They've got me on some kind of list, and I'm getting called from all over the world. They changed the phone number by 1 digit and just keep calling over and over and over all day. So what you learn during this phase should equip you to build your base to face whatever challenge, loss, or victory you may encounter. It is essential for you to have a successful journey through your prospectship because it sets you up for everything. So here are some guidelines that will help you prospect for your MC with greater ease and a better understanding of MC protocol. So we're going to do some of this list. We're going to talk about it and move into it, and we'll do this in a several part thing. Hey, Rob Benjamin, thank you for gifting a membership. One of you guys out there watching today got a membership from Shadow. And what happens is when someone gifts a membership, they don't know who it goes to, but I really thank you for gifting those memberships. And listen, please go over to my channel, go to the front page of my channel, the home page, hit join, and it gives you an ability to choose the level of membership you want. And we have memberships for as low as like $2.95 a month, something like that, $2.99. So please join up, and thank you so much again, Rob Benjamin, Shadow. We appreciate you. Good morning. Just ordered your protocols books. Thank you, Douglas Hicks.
Get the book. Get the book.
Thank you so much for buying MC Protocol. Thank you, man. I was going to say I used to be 3 to 5 years hanging around was pretty much, it used to be, yeah. Instead of I used to be, it used to be that 3 to 5 years hanging around was pretty standard. Yes, SSW, custom sewing. It used to be. It ain't no more. So number one, prospecting is getting into the habit of prospecting. To be a successful prospect, okay, and prospecting can be, depending on your club, prospecting can be a year, or it can be 6 months, or it can be, it's more standard to see it as 3 months these days. Outlaw clubs, I've seen it a year, 2, 3. I've also seen, in order to get into outlaw clubs or 1% clubs, you have to start in a support kind of organization first and move up. So it could take 5 or 6 years going that way. But prospecting, I would say, could be as little as 1 day. If we are going to talk about Jake, the former nomad of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, Jake is about 80 now. And Jake only prospected for 1 day because he got shot in the chest for the club the day of his first day of prospecting. Actually, I don't even know if he.
He deserves a patch. He deserves a patch.
He was maybe he might have been a hang around, but the first day he started hanging around with the guys and it said, yeah, I want to do this. They came up with an idea. Let's go kick this guy's door in that owes us some money or whatever. And Jake says, I don't know if that's such a good idea. And they said, well, we're going to go do it. And Jake said, well, okay, well, let me be the first one through the door. Kicked the door open. The guy shot him in the chest. He moved forward, took the gun away from the guy, and beat the shit out of him. That's what Jake did.
With a bullet in his chest. See?
With a bullet hole.
With a bullet hole in his chest.
In his chest. And Jake became a full patch member the next day. So, as you can see, your prospecting time can be 1 day or 4 or 5 years, but it's important that if you're going to be a good prospect, that you get into the habit of prospecting for the length of time you got to do it. So to prospect correctly, you must develop a habit of prospecting. Prospecting is not an easy task. The purpose of prospecting, and here it is, the purpose of prospecting. It is for you, the prospect, to get to know the MC. Mm-hmm. And the MC to get to know you, the prospect. It's a two-way street. And if you're in a motorcycle club that doesn't understand it's a two-way street, you're in the wrong damn club. It's not just me here to serve you. It's you, the club, also earning my respect and earning my loyal service. I never wanted my club to be a everything club and nothing to the people that built it. So I've always, not every club does that. Not every club thinks it's a two-way process. And if you're in a club that doesn't think it's a two-way process and that's good for you, then that's good for you. Got it? So through this process, you will prove your worthiness to become a member of the MC, and in turn, the MC will prove its worthiness to deserve your membership. Prospecting is a complicated relationship that requires fairness and equity on both sides. The motorcycle club must realize you are not just cannon fodder to be used or misused or abused. By the same token, you must understand and learn the MC's customs, traditions, operations, and bylaws, while simultaneously learning how to fit in and become part of the club's social construct. There's many pieces to a club. Part of those pieces is the social construct. how do we do things here? It might not be like how you did it in your last club. There might be a different way that we ride together, or when the president comes in, everybody stands at attention and salutes. Other motorcycle clubs, when the president comes in, everybody lays around on their lazy ass and, oh, hey, what's up, Joe? But in other clubs, president walking in the room, it's like an admiral walking into the room. Everybody pops tall, and acknowledges and praises the president. In some motorcycle clubs, you might not hug your club brothers whenever you see them. They just ho hum, whatever. In other motorcycle clubs, there's a tradition. They have a handshake, a special handshake between the brothers, like fraternity brothers and stuff like that. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind.
Like fraternity brother, yeah. I had to slide something in there every now and then, man.
Well, you be opening up because I want to be like, don't y'all worship the devil?
Nah. Look, you see that second ring on my hand? You see that second ring?
I had to do that. I'm sorry, that was wrong. I know that was wrong. But
well, look, no, on the real, my wife, I'm all right. And we don't call it prospecting, but when I was going through, she said the same thing. And I told her, if I see any type of devil worshiping, I'll be out. I'll let you know that.
I was just picking on you.
You okay? You okay?
You know how we do.
Heard it before.
I had a good time with that one. It helps to come from the street gang to club life. Hood to Harley, says Chris Leach. I've heard a lot of guys from the street gang say that. And they say how motorcycle clubs actually develop them and help them with put a perspective on the street like lens. But I want to point out too that the lead into this, just so everybody knows, is it's Black Dragon's prospect list of do's and don'ts. It's not going to be the same everywhere, and not everybody agrees with Black Dragon's list of prospects, do's and don'ts. So you can go to your club and say, well, Black Dragon said.
Well, Black Dragon said.
Like, we don't give a damn what he said. And that can happen too. Make sure to share this. Make sure to like this. If you guys can hit that like button, more people will be able to see this. Please hit that like button, as Michael Ball says. It's the #1 metric in all YouTube to that people use to measure channels. So anyway, hey, what's up, Mike? We did a raid on your channel yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not. So anyway, when the club fails to fulfill, let me go back. So you got to learn the club's traditions, operations, bylaws, and its social construct, how the club gets down. If you want to be successful in your club, you will learn how to move how the club gets down. Now, here's a problem that happens when you get old and you've been in the club a long time and the club starts to change its social construct with the new members that come in. And I see a lot of OGs get pushed to the side because they can't change with the new and changing club. So you'll see this 2 times in your life, two or three times in your motorcycle club life as your club starts to change its construct. Like those of you guys who get into motorcycle clubs that eventually become 1%er clubs. Mm-hmm. You can watch that club change its social construct, and that may or may not be for you. Or if your club gets taken over or patches over to another club. Black Sabbath has patched over many clubs. And a lot of people left because they couldn't deal with the new social construct of the club. When the club fails to fulfill its obligations or the prospective member fails to prove himself, both sides lose. So I've seen this before where a prospect joins a club and halfway in, like the club has not met his obligations. I've seen that happen before too, where the club has not met the prospect's obligations. And when that happens, you'll see the prospect leave. And when the prospect leaves, the club loses. A lot of times, and I've seen this in my own club. Oh, let that son of a bitch go. He don't mean nothing.
Can I ask a question? While you
Yes,
are
sir.
for that very thing you said. So this is what I heard. And you correct me if I'm wrong. That the hang around time is for the hang around to understand the club. The prospect time is for the club to understand the prospect, the individual.
No,
Is
that's
that
not what I
incorrect?
said. No.
Okay. I know that's not what you said, but I'm just saying that's what I've heard in past.
So the hang around time is really an introductory period, and nothing is expected of you. There's the difference between the hang around time and the prospect time, the prospectship or the probation. Some clubs call it probation time.
Mm-hmm.
But when the difference is you become accountable to the bylaws when you become the prospect. When you
Okay.
are the hang around, you're not accountable to shit. You're not accountable to anything, and no one is accountable to you.
Right.
If you're
So
a
you're
hang
trying to
around,
learn who this club. You're trying to learn this brotherhood or sisterhood for women, right? You're learning them. You're looking at what they can
no,
show you.
well, you're looking at whether you like it or not. You don't even have any idea what the bylaws are. You don't even know what
Right.
you're getting into. You're just looking to see if these are good people. Do I like them?
Gotcha.
And do they like me?
Gotcha.
Do we kind of like each other? Can we go out on a date? The hang around period is like when you're talking to somebody on the phone, a beautiful lady, or you meet her in the parking lot, and it's like right around your first and second date. Now, some people get married on their first date. Other people need to be around a while.
Mm-hmm.
So the hang around time is really the familiarization. In the computer world, we call it handshaking, the handshaking routine.
The handshake.
You're familiar with the 7 physical layers of computing. And at the bottom layer is the handshaking routine where the two computers talk and they shake hands and they check out passwords and they check out protocols.
That's where the connection can be made. Start to be made at.
That's where the connection starts at the physical layer, at the very bottom layer of the 7 stack pyramid. All right. So that's where we are at the bottom layer when we're at the hang around period. And then we step up that stack. For you engineering folks, we step up that stack until we become full patch members. All right. So as I was saying, if the club doesn't meet its obligations and it loses the prospect, or the prospect fails to prove himself and he loses a club, both sides lose. A club should never look at a prospect as, oh, ho-hum, and a prospect should never look at a club as, oh, I can replay. They both lose. The prospects are our future. Even if the prospect is 60, the prospects are our future. They're going to be the future members of the club. They take the club to the next horizon. And so you need everyone to successfully cross over as possible. And as the prospect, you're going to be taking the club to its next level. And if you love club life, it's a good place for you to prove yourself and learn. So you both lose if both sides lose, if either side fails to gain what it wants. The club wants a new brother and the prospect wants a new club. When prospecting does work, however, when it does work, the process delivers an invaluable brother to the brotherhood, and the former prospect gains an MC family for life. And that's what we're looking for out of the prospectship. We're looking for a lifetime membership for the club and for the prospect to have a family. He can value for the rest of however long his career will be. So that's step one. Prospecting is getting into the habit of prospecting. Step two, everyone goes through it, friends. Everyone goes through it. It may seem like everything is intentionally set up against you, but that's not the case. If you are prospecting for an MC that follows MC protocol, rest assured, everyone has traveled a similar path. This is a necessary process you must complete to call yourself a brother or a sister and wear the full patch. It's time to put on your big man pants, grin, and endure. This job of prospecting requires a period of time that almost everyone in your club is going to go through. Now, everybody's got to do something to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got to earn their way in somehow. And this is emceeing. Now, there are clubs where people have gotten in without prospecting. It's very hard to gain respect from other people who have prospected if you allow yourself to be assumed into a club without following those rules. But, like, for instance, some clubs will take a guy straight over that came from a club, or 5 or 10 guys that come from a club can come in without prospecting. But they've most likely prospected somewhere else. So sometimes when you're looking at folks and you're thinking, well, he didn't do what I did. Maybe not exactly what you did, but very few people in a traditional motorcycle club can get in the door without having to do what they have to do. C. Ruger says you will know very fast if that is where you want to be. Yeah, if you're in a traditional club and you're prospecting, and C. Ruger is going through the prospectship. And here's an interesting thing. C. Ruger was a vice president of his last motorcycle club. He was at the tippy top. And for this new club, he has gone to the very bottom and prospected from the very bottom. But in his club, he has an incredible amount of respect because he's done this all before. He knows how to prospect. Mm-hmm. He knows how to come into a club and do the things. Like if I had to prospect tomorrow, you just wouldn't get me on the dumb shit. Like nobody would have to give me push-ups. You wouldn't have to punch me or any of that other stuff that goes on. Because I know how to prospect. And that's why I wrote these books, so that some of you guys will know how to prospect too. Papa Penguin says, never been an MC, but inviting folks into a brotherhood without the same price of entry seems to be a recipe for disaster long term. And it almost always is like that. G Money 903, if a prospect exceeds the maximum prospecting period and doesn't get voted in, can the prospect apply again at a later date? So in most clubs, there is no maximum prospecting period. They just let your ass prospect until you go away, or until you get better, or until you finally get it. In my case, that was 5 years. So other clubs may say, oh, yeah, well, you got to go. But most clubs will let you prospect over again. They'll let you prospect as many times as it takes to get it. And some clubs will bust your ass back down to a prospect where you can start all over again and work from your way from the bottom floor up. Hey, you guys, if you want to come on the show and give an opinion or something like that, I just put the link here so you can get on here. There's the link there in the description box, or actually the comment box. So let you know if you want to come on and be seen. You can do that. Let's see. Get the patch for Patch Club Patch Over sometimes. Yeah. So what Biker News Canada is talking about is sometimes in a patch over, and a patch over is if you bring 5 or more brothers out of a club. If you patch over, a lot of times you will patch over and not have to prospect. It's the way clubs grow whole clubs. They want to grow a whole chapter. Normally those guys are working together. They've already done everything together, and all they're really doing is putting on your patch. And so what they probably might need is a coaching section or something like that, a coaching session or something like that. But you typically don't have to prospect from the bottom up if it's a patch over or a club flip. Okay. Let me see. G Money says, depends on the club. Some clubs require prospects to wait a year or two. Yeah, and that may happen too. You may be required to wait a year or 2 or 6 months or something before you're allowed to do it a second time if you're in a club that has a time period. How would one know if a biker or that MC prospects, if that's club business? How would one know if a biker or that MC prospects? if that's club business. I can see tradition slowly dying, and before we know it, old traditions will no longer be practiced. The practice of prospecting and stuff like that comes from the Mason kind of world, those kinds of fraternities, and a lot of that is passed on to motorcycle clubs and the military and all that. I don't really see something like that going away anytime soon. Chris Lee says, "No, hell no, not. Oh no, not to start all over." Yes, it does. It does happen. It does happen. So everyone goes through it. That's rule. That's list number 2 on the list. Everyone goes through it. It may seem like it's only you, but everyone has traveled a similar path. This is a necessary process you must complete to call yourself a brother and wear the full patch. Number 3, and this is an interesting one, and I hope that some of you guys may find this like, oh no, here we go. But your pride may take a few hits. Your pride may take a few hits. When you're prospecting, be prepared for your pride to take a few hits. The act of prospecting is a humbling experience. It should be. It's meant kind of like boot camp. It's meant to strip you of all of the bad habits and teach you the MC way, the social construct of the motorcycle club you're in. You may find yourself taking orders from a brother you deem to be beneath your level in life. I've seen this before. Like a guy comes in and he's the CEO of his own business, and he's had a lot of responsibilities out there in the world, and he just really feels like he's got a lot going on. Okay, so I got to come to your club and I got to prospect. Okay. But I'm prospecting. My sponsor's a security guard, and I'm a CEO. This guy is like totally beneath my stage in life. But he's not beneath your motorcycle club stage in life, since he made it in the motorcycle club before your ass did. Mm-hmm. So you may deem that you are taking orders from a brother that's beneath your level in life, but as a full patch brother of the MC, he is above your level in the MC. In the King James Version of the Bible, it states, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." So stash your pride away so that it doesn't cause you to trip and fall. Prospecting is designed to be a humbling and at times a quite distasteful experience. The silly little tasks demanded of you, they have the effect of letting others determine your true personality. It gives your prospective brothers the ability to judge whether you have the true grit to be one of them. Are you willing to sacrifice for the brotherhood? The little task they're asking you to do. Are you a liar? Do you share? Can you be dependent upon when a brother needs you? That's that call they give you at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, man, come over here and help, blah, blah, blah. Hey, my car's on the side of the road, wherever the case may be. Why are they always calling me? They're always calling me. Because when you become a full patch, you don't have to do those things. And they want to know, can you be dependent on? When a brother needs you, what's your attitude like in the middle of the night when you get a call? So prepare yourself to endure a few mildly humiliating episodes. After all, it's all in good fun.
Just like you said, just like in fraternities.
Yeah, and for most folks, prospecting doesn't last longer. In 99% clubs, prospect doesn't really last much longer than a few months on average in traditional 99% of clubs, and as much as a year to a year and a half in OMCs and 1% motorcycle clubs. There is one certainty: if you cannot bring yourself to suffer through this period of prospecting, you will not make it into the club. So suck it up and hang in there. Hey, you guys, we're talking about prospecting. If you're just now tuning in, part 1 of Black Dragon's 52 do's and don'ts for prospects. Make sure to share this and like this so that other folks can see it. So make sure to hit that like button. Number 4, and this for me is an important one. Never compromise your values.
You can
Your
walk away.
values are your values.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to justify them or compromise them for anyone. If you don't smoke, you don't smoke. Somebody's passing you a joint, you don't smoke, I don't get high. That's my personal value. I'm not fixing to get high because all you guys are over there doing it, and I need to do that to get in your motorcycle club. Kiss my ass. I said I don't get high. People who respect you won't ask you to get high. Like in my motorcycle club, everybody knows I don't drink. Somebody comes up, hey, man, can I buy you a drink? Prospect, go get him a drink. They're coming back with a Sprite. Half my club will be, oh, he doesn't drink. He only drinks Sprite. Oh, he's only going to drink a Sprite. So understand that you don't compromise your values. So what I wrote here is, though everything I said in the previous section is true, I must add this caveat for your well-being. For your well-being emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. You know your limits. So know your limits. And what you will or won't allow to happen to you stays within those limits. With that, I must tell you that at no time during any phase of your prospect period should you allow any person to cause you to compromise your self-worth or spiritual values for any reason. No one should ask you to break the law, invade your personal space, or cause physical harm to your body against your wishes. Now, sometimes...
I was going to say, how far does that go, though?
Sometimes in some clubs, a prospect has to take a black eye. Now, but the guys that have gone through that I've talked to took it as a great honor. Oh, yeah, man, my sponsor had to blacken my eye. Hey.
Right.
If that's within your limits, that's fine. As a black man, I think a lot of us have this. I don't know too many black clubs that do that. A lot of us just, with the whole slavery experience and all that, not that I personally experienced slavery, but with the whole, all of that shit being in my lineage and background and all that, a motherfucker hitting me ain't fixing to go down in my case. But that might not be your thing. So you have to allow this, whatever whatever is your values upon which you live your life. So no one should ask you to break the law. No one should invade your personal space or cause physical harm to your body against your wishes. Now, if it's not against your wishes, then fine. No one should perform any other acts against you that do not align with the values by which you live your life. I can remember in this one club, they used to put these guys in coffins with live crabs that were frozen or something, and then as you would lay in there, the crabs would warm up and start pinching you or stuff. That's just not some stuff that you're not putting me in a coffin or a cage and closing me up and locking me up.
So washing my bike is if that's humiliating to me to wash everybody's bike. I'm going, really low ball here. Washing somebody's bike or running to the back and forth to the store to buy them a particular type of water. If I just think I'm too good for that, and that's my value, then I may not be good for this organization. Or should I just suffer that to go through it?
Well, now
and knowing I don't have to do that.
That's a decision you must come to.
Okay.
Like I say, beyond what you can accept.
Okay.
If you feel like washing everybody's bike is beneath you, especially the security guard over there, and I'm a CEO. If you feel like that's just so far beneath you can't do it, then you don't do it.
Okay.
But if you can feel like you can live with that, then you do it. That's the difference. You have to go to your limits. And it's like riding your ride. Let's say you're riding your ride. You're going through the mountain passes and and somebody's riding 100 miles an hour, but you only feel comfortable at 50. You got to ride your own ride. You got to ride your own prospecting path. And, you know, you can always tell these mofos, you can have your little prospect patch back, bro. I'm done. I ain't doing that.
Well, you know, because I think about that.
I'm not watching your bike, period. I don't even watch my own bike.
I think about, you know, I can't tell everybody, but I think about what I went through when I became a Mason, and those things that were done. Ain't no way in the world I would let anybody do that to me in the public if I was back in the streets. Ain't no way on God's green earth.
But you made up your mind to make that sacrifice for the club.
But I made up my mind. Exactly. So it was against my value. It didn't demean me to other people.
How are you,
But
bro?
but hey, there's Biker News Canada.
Look at it. He's grown up. Look at it. He's got a whole green screen. What the hell?
I gotta put my green screen back up now. I gotta put mine back up now.
Hey man, what's up? Biker News Canada. We got your book right here, bro.
Hi, Black Dragon. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. We got your book right here. One night at the Playpen. Hey man.
Am I closing you here? There we go. I had you on twice. I could hear all sorts of things. I think it's just you now.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay. Sorry, bro.
I was saying, yeah, we got your book right here, man.
Thank you. Thank you for always plugging that, Dragon. I really appreciate you for doing that, brother.
No problem. Hey, listen, you were a member, you're a retired member of one of the big five. One of the
Apparently now I'm out bad.
Wow.
Oh no.
I know that.
You in the same club Black Dragon's in now, huh?
Can they move your they can't? Can they move your status? I didn't know that could happen.
I never heard of that either. But here I am. Nobody spoke to me in 23 years. Some guy calls me up out of the blue, asks me a bunch of questions about my channel, about my book, about this, about that, about going on Bill Stacks. And he calls me back. He goes, "Oh no, that's no good. You can't do all that." I said, "It's done. I'm not undoing what I've already done."
Yeah, well, you can't unring the bell.
Exactly. So whatever, you know, like I say, if nobody talks to a guy in 20 some years and he decides to, you know, do a couple of things, and I'm not the only guy from that club who's ever written a book.
No.
And I didn't throw that club's name around like crazy to try to get famous from being a member of that club. Actually, I always just say that club or the club I was in or something like that.
And I've never mentioned the club. I've never mentioned your former club. I always say one of the top five. That's it.
On Bill Stacks, I sent him a photo of when I was in the club, and he put it on the whatever. I'm not mad at him for it. I'm glad he did it. It's his channel, so he can do what he wants.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to name drop. I can't believe he did that too. I'm sorry about that.
He does kind of like to get in there with the names. There's a funny one coming up on his channel one time. It's me and Pee Wee from the HAs.
Oh wow!
And me and Pee Wee talk so much that Bill basically wanders off and goes and does something because we got lots in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Cutoff, that's a funny one. The only time that anyone ever asked me to wash their bike, I approached it with a bundle of steel wool in my hand, and that changed their mind.
Cutoff,
that'll change your mind.
Humbling yourself to watch someone's bike, someone you want to call brother, isn't humiliating. It's like taking out the garbage, mopping floors, learning your brother's favorite drink. It's much deeper than that. That's just my opinion, he says. And I agree with you. But if that is beneath what I can do as a person, and this is my thing, when it comes to prospecting, you still have to honor your values. Now, if you can say, hey, it's cool, I want that person to be my brother, it's up to you. But at no time should you allow anyone to make you do something against your values. I stick by that. If you say, well, washing a bike isn't humiliating, it isn't humiliating to you. But it may be humiliating to that person. The washing your bike was something that that the Reverend came up with, but I'm thinking about
Yeah,
other
that was just
things.
something. I didn't want to go into
Because I have
anything
seen,
egregious,
like,
but
for instance, and I've seen, for like an instance, co-ed clubs. I've seen women be asked to do sexual favors and things like that. Clubs like ours would not have that as an issue, but a social club might, or a club like yours might have that as an issue, Minister, in that you have men and women who serve the motorcycle ministry. So sometimes people will get in these positions of authority. I've seen it where prospects have been asked by low life ass members for money to borrow excessive amounts of money and stuff like that. Hey, if you need your money to pay your rent, and loaning it to somebody might be beneath your comfort level. So these are things that you have to look for. You can be taken advantage of.
And there's
Go ahead,
another
Bob.
way to look at that too. It depends on how they ask you. So if you're in a big group and it's a regional party and there's members everywhere, and somebody singles you, hey, prospect, wash my bike. That ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had a 25-year-old member say, hey, bro, do you know how to change oil on a motorcycle? And I said, no. He said, well, come with me. He showed me how to change oil on a motorcycle. So
There
it's
you go.
all in how it's presented.
right.
Chris Leach says when he gets to prospect, he's going to remember the steel wool one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there were parts on the bike a long time ago that you could actually steal wool stuff on, like the no more. I hear you, but you're walking with a nation behind you. That humility will go far because you want to start something crazy over something simple. That's just more or less what I was getting at. And I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
That's some BS. The status should never change, just like getting discharged from the military. What discharge code one receives cannot be changed. Imagine getting an honorable, then years later it's a bad conduct.
That's
only
crazy.
thing that should change that is if they found out while you were in the military that you were selling secrets. Then they could change it to a bad conduct discharge. But
no, when they re-enlist you and then prosecute you.
No, they can't re-enlist you if you didn't retire.
To prosecute you, yes, they can.
No, they can't.
They can
They can only re-enlist you if you're retired.
Okay.
See, I had a motorcycle group of Canadian military veterans on for an interview last night. Those guys are really nice guys, doing lots out there for homeless vets and all that stuff.
Oh wow. I gotta look that up, but I think the only way they can re-enlist you,
I thought it was,
is if you retire, because if you're retired, you're still part of the military. Because they can reactivate you. If you're retired, they can reactivate you at any time up to certain years old.
That's right.
So I think that's what that is.
Yeah, well, you know me, I won't kick up a fuss about nothing. I'll just sit back because, like I say, nobody spoke to me for 20-some years, so I'm not going to run out now and say, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's kind of not my personality type.
I hate it when they do that, because it's somebody that's newer in the club. If you got out 20 years ago, and they just seem to forget the sacrifices that were made before them. Like they only care about the sacrifices that they're making.
And the problem is the people in the club now, not to put those people down because they're in the club. Good for them. They're doing their thing. They don't know me. They never met me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole club's changed over in 20-some years.
Siderin says, my old club, one of the two founding members, the national president, was borrowing money from all the chapters. Then in an attempt to get out of paying back people, he waited until the other founding member was away and went to the big five that sponsored the club and told them he was shutting down all the chapters. Yeah, that sucked. I left you. Motogato was a Marine, you know. Yeah, well.
So you can leave and come back in the American military. Maybe
and then 6 years later, I re-enlisted. I hope he came back in the Navy when he came back.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I, and you ever go back too. Yeah. For example, so here one. So no one should ask you to break the law, physical harm, perform acts against that you do not align your values with your life. For example, if you're not okay with being locked into a small space, don't allow someone to lock you in a closet. Talking about some prospecting bullshit you need to do to get into the club. If that's not how you get down because it might harm your mental state, then don't let that happen to you. And this I say because some clubs will blacken a prospect's eye or punch him in the nose or the lips. Other clubs might make you do push-ups or any other number of silly physical things to cause discomfort. I've never been in a club where a senior has permission to bash a junior in the eye or nose. So if a motherfucker puts his hands on me, I do my best to kill him. But that's me. That might not be you.
And our club had a thing that you can't ask a probate to do what you're not willing to do yourself.
Yeah. You may find it perfectly fine to get your eye blackened when you do something wrong. And there are a lot of clubs that do that. You have to make up your own adult mind about how you handle those kinds of adult situations. Always remember, however, that it's okay to let them have their rags back and go find another MC for which you can prospect if your self-respect is ever jeopardized. My whole point to that is you got to be a man in everything you do. You got to be a grown folk in everything you do. Number 5, not every brother who wears the patch will turn out to be your brother.
That's a big one to remember.
Beware, prospect. Not everyone who approaches you wearing the patch you one day desire to wear will be a worthy club brother. Just like you are taking the time for the club to get to know you, you allow the club to take the time for you to get to know the brothers in it. Ensure that they are worthy of your trust as you are of their trust. It is easy to get overwhelmed and think that everything is just wonderful and great. But be honest, the world just doesn't work that way. Not anywhere in it. And not in your prospective MC either. Only time will tell if a brother is worthy of your trust. So take your time and don't be naive or too damn trusting. Respect, honor, trust, and love are earned, not just blindly given.
What's your advice, Dragon, on if you're in a multi-chapter or in like the case I was in, an international club, and it's a big event and you're coming in as a prospect and it's a big event, you know you got to work your ass off that weekend. What's your advice for that?
My advice is to bring your no-dos.
Do you recommend that you get up there and shake every member's hand as soon as you can? Or do you recommend that you stay kind of like a mouse and be a little quiet?
No, I think what you should do is let everybody see you working your ass off. And the members that are worthy, they'll come up to you. And when they come up to you, it's always cool if they say, "Hey, prospect, take a load off, sit down.
Yeah.
I see you busting your ass, and I'm going to do that for you."
And they bring you a plate of food, and you get to know that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, those are good times, eh?
Those are the best times.
Yeah.
Those were the best times. That prospect that's running around shaking everybody's hand, nobody trusts his ass. They don't. They see him as an ass kisser, and they're wondering what is his. Well, they know what his motive is. So let your work speak for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let every time a brother is trying to get his bike off the road and onto that grassy place where he's parking, that you're helping push his bike in. And he doesn't even have time to say thank you because now that he's secure, you're running over there to help another brother.
I had a guy in my chapter when I was a probate, and his bike had to be push started. It wouldn't start. I spent my whole time probating with him, push starting that guy's bike.
Right. That's how I say do it. No, I not a whole lot with your mouth and in people's faces and shaking their hands. Be busy, man, and you'll find your prospect time. Go, hey, listen, no matter what, man, you're just gonna be, especially when you're in those national things and all these chapters are there and everybody's screaming, hey, prospect, and Man, instead of looking up in the sky like, wow, oh my God, this is some bullshit. Instead of doing that, be Johnny on the spot. If you find your own projects, you're doing a lot less projects than doing a lot less dumbass projects. If you find your own project to jump on.
How much did you notice the guys who are yelling, "Hey, prospect the loudest," are the guys who most recently got their full patch?
Or the guys that were the most shitty prospects to begin with. All of a sudden, they become the prospect master. And you're like, bro, you barely got in yourself. Black Dragon, not sure about enlisted, but officer commissions have no expiration, so they will reactivate and try you. But we also don't have dishonorable discharges, just honorable or general discharges. Is that the what service is that?
I just found, I did while you was talking. You cannot. You was right. You cannot be involuntarily re-enlisted just so they can prosecute you, especially if you got an honorable separation. Hey, you said we got to look it up, so I looked it up. Rather be right than guessing.
It's what you're supposed to do if you see a bear. You're supposed to make yourself bigger, by the way.
No, you're supposed to run.
You're not outrunning the bear.
I'm running.
You're not outrunning the bear. You might outrun the guy next to you, but
we got to show you sometime, Black Dragon, when I went up to see I was up there with Mount Rushmore, and I walked through the woods, and I did in the video. I said, "Hey, if y'all see me running, y'all know I saw a bear."
Yeah, Mount Rushmore has. Hey, take care, Chucky. Have a great day, man.
All right, Chuck.
Have a great day. C. Ruger says work. C. Ruger says to answer your question, Biker News Canada, the answer is work.
Yep.
That's Marines, Black Dragon, the same as the Navy.
I used to watch the patch guys. They would scan the room for what probate was sitting on his ass, and that was the guy who's going to get the next ship job.
Okay, we'll do one more. We're at an hour now, so we'll do one more. We'll do number 6. Give prospecting your best effort. Only you know if you have what it takes to prospect. If you think you do, give it your best effort. It takes a willing mind to put oneself in the service of the brotherhood. And remember, that is what is called for when you begin your prospecting journey. Service. We can say that C. Ruger put it as one word. I called it service. He called it work. Mm-hmm. Same thing. So there's C. Ruger's word down there, work. We do remember it is service. If you accept this going in, that you will work, as C. Ruger says, as you will give service, as I say, if you accept that going in, you'll have a much better experience. I promise. Also remember to have fun and enjoy the ride. You might not think that it's going to be fun working your ass off the prospect weekend that you're there with all these national clubs. And I'll tell you, C. Ruger just went through that. You might not think it's fun, but man, those are the funnest times in a motorcycle club. The funnest times. This man should be tried for season, taking the Guantanamo Bay from him and his whole family. Who is he talking about? Have no morals and no respect for the American people. Who?
They got to be talking politics.
This man.
I don't know who he's speaking to.
That's new. Did Carl say something earlier? Were they talking to?
I have not seen anything. That's the first time I see anything, but that sounds like some political.
Yeah, it's the first time I saw that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People jump on and throw something in there, and
I guess because I don't see anything before.
Neither do I.
With him, did somebody do something to him?
Hey, Carl.
Carl, somebody did something, man.
Sidering.
Yeah, that. I don't see anything. This man should be tried for treason, taking the Guantanamo Bay. Him and his whole goddamn family, piece of shit. They have no honor or morals and no respect for the American people. F them. Man, who's he talking about? Who did that? You don't see his name up in.
I don't see his name anywhere else. No.
Okay.
I don't see anybody saying anything to him about anybody that should be going into that has done that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he has Tourette's. I don't know. I don't know.
But and I'm not saying I don't know you, Carl. Sometimes people throw something in there to see if you'll change focus and go into a different direction.
And we did. Jason, when I prospected originally to a support club, I made life easier by immediately cleaning, grabbing cases, and stocking and setting up rides without being asked. Was left alone being busy. That's right. Yeah. You find your own projects to jump on, and nobody has to give you a project. Your life is simpler. At least you're doing what you'd rather do.
And the guys in the club, they respect the guy that sees something that needs done and does it without needing to be asked to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Leach told Carl, wrong channel, bro.
You know what, Black Dragon, with me, and I listen to a lot of people prospect. I understand the prospecting thing. I studied it, but I never prospect for our ministry because I started it. But then I think about everything you say, and people have taught me about prospecting. Well, for 11 years, I've been around the set, helping other motorcycle clubs. If they have an event, I'm over there helping them out and everything just to get, acclimated and everything. So, and I thought about that because when we was gonna open up a chapter of another organization, I asked them, do I need to prospect to open up a chapter? And they said, well, it's not like prospecting and everything, but 11 years, I told you, it took me 11 years to start our ministry because I wanted to understand everything that MC understands. But then I'll come to your club. If like I knew your president that opened up a chapter here, I go and I meet him. Every time I saw him, I meet him. I'll buy, even though I don't drink beer, I'll buy people beer. I'll talk to people. I'll go out, do what I do as a ministry for 11 years. Then I felt like, okay, I think I know enough now to at least start a motorcycle ministry.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, this is for you, Lavish.
I'm not lavish. See,
Logic.
There you go.
Heather Hill said, I hope you can make the trip with Black Dragon and Lavish. That's why I said Lavish, because she put him on my mind. I hope that you can make the trip with Black Dragon and Lavish. If they make the trip, I think it was an oversight yesterday that the 81 didn't welcome you up. They're a welcoming bunch.
That's okay. Okay.
I think I think Lavish may need a leash when he comes up here.
Well, somebody said, I think it was, like Chris was talking about Lavish could be on his own. See, look.
So I talked to the 81 yesterday, and they said you would be more than welcome up there.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that. I really appreciate it. And look, I stick to my morals.
That there ain't 12 women up there that he'd be interested in.
See, I stick to my morals. I do not go where I'm not invited. I do not invite myself anywhere.
You were invited yesterday. I asked. I said, "Can the preacher come?" They said, "Of course, absolutely." So,
you, bro,
yeah.
Check it out. The Iron Range is up in Minnesota or somewhere, isn't it? Is it up north?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
I remember a story about him. Then you did the show yesterday. All those charges got dropped. Yeah.
Yes, all those charges got. No, they didn't. Yes, the charges got dropped. I was going to say they weren't acquitted, but the charges did get dropped by the district attorney or the judge or both.
It sounded convoluted from the start, didn't it?
Huh?
It sounded kind of convoluted from the start, that story.
Well, the story was that a guy and his girlfriend were kidnapped.
Yeah.
She was raped at a house. He was taken to another another location, to the clubhouse, where he was held hostage and beaten for a couple of days. He ran out of the clubhouse and some kind of way got to the police department, which might have been a block or two away or something. Actually, a cop saw him outside the police station and asked him if he was okay. And he said he was running from a kidnapping. And so it could have been because he was high or anything like that he concocted this story. But it resulted in those guys being arrested and given these heinous ass charges. Right. And those guys sat in jail, some of them for 10 months or longer.
Yeah, it was a while
No
ago.
bail whatsoever, like you would do to an outlaw motorcycle gang, like they do. The no bail, no nothing, no nothing, and then so to go from that to you can have bail already meant shit was shaky
Yeah.
because like P Diddy hasn't gotten bail yet.
Nope.
like
He ain't
if
gonna get it either.
they were to give P Diddy bail tomorrow, you would be like, man, something shaky going on because they had him. No,
Right.
he can't get out. Blah blah blah. We're gonna prove blah 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 blah. And then if all of a sudden, if P Diddy walks out on bail tomorrow, I think it would be a good time to say, there may be some problems with that case. So they had these guys on. It was just like the Banditos down there in Texas for the Waco thing. They put all those people in jail with no bail and all of that stuff, and then all of a sudden, they start getting bail, and it's like, man, must be some fishy shit going on.
My question is: isn't that a lawsuit? If you arrest me, lock me up for 10 months, and then not acquitted, because that means I went through trial.
I got
just
some
drop the charges.
Yeah, I got some money from the Canadian government for that. They held us up for a year dead time. Then they finally gave us bail. And then a few months later, they came and stayed all of our charges, basically withdraw the charges because they broke their own rules for listening on the telephones. And then they put all that evidence in. And then my lawyer had to go through every piece of paperwork and find out that they broke their own rules. So they had to back off.
So that being the case, you went to jail for the club. And then the club put you out bad all those years later. That's so ugly. Hey, I want to ask you about your setback there. Did you create that with AI?
Yeah, bro. That's just off a green screen. Yeah.
That's
on the StreamYard one, you got the same StreamYard, so you can do whatever background you want.
No, I want you to send me that AI prompt. I want that prompt.
That's cool, eh?
I'll change it up a little bit, but I like whatever you did to prompt that in. I want that.
Yeah, I just told GPT to make me a set, and that's what it gave me.
Yeah, that's really cool. So anyway, those eventually what wound up, and then they had a bunch of stuff go kooky in their case. And one of the things that went kooky was at some point they had attorney-client privilege was
violated.
Violated. Thank you. So their attorney-client privilege was violated, and the judge acknowledged that happened, but still decided to go through with the case. Like you would think that if they realized they had violated their statutes, that they would mistrial the case or kick it out or whatever, but they just found a way to go around it and keep going. That lets you know when the government's out to get you, you ain't got nothing, bro. They're gonna get you. So as early as like a couple weeks ago, they were still going after him full steam, and then it turned out that for some reason they weren't able to get a hold of, or the witnesses no longer wanted to participate.
Yeah.
And so now without those witnesses, they couldn't go forward. But how long had it been that they knew that the witnesses were not participating before they finally pulled the trigger? That could have been months or a year.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Well, that's what they did. Like in our case, they knew all that stuff that they were submitting as evidence, and that cop was swearing to be proper was wrong. And they still held us for those, I think it was 13 months. That was after I was in the club. But anyways, and then at the end of it, they go, oh, yeah, you're right. So we're going to stay the charges and your guys can go home. Well, that was nice. In the course of a year, my wife left, my kids were gone. You know what I mean? Like, thanks.
No job.
No job, nowhere to live. You know,
the whole thing. To live.
The whole thing.
Tough.
And they gave me 10 grand to shut me up.
Well, at least they gave you something. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, guys, we're at our hour, Biker News Canada. When do you come on tonight so folks will know?
I'll be on late in the afternoon. I got to tell the whole weekends, all the biker events that are happening in Canada for the whole weekend, and we're getting busy now. It's finally stopped being crappy out, so the events are kicking in full steam. So it'll be a good weekend.
I'm trying to think. Why would they even know you were on Chatting with Stacks? I mean, was somebody watching?
Oh no, because this guy who came in and had all these long conversations with me, I let my guard down. I said, "Watch this interview; you'll find it interesting." And I forwarded it to him, and then he forwarded it around. And the guy's not even in the club, so I don't know why he wanted to forward it around and get in the middle of everything and get all busy like that. You know what I mean?
Man, people.
Yeah, because he wanted to know about my channel, and then all of a sudden here we are, and he calls me back a couple of weeks later with this BS, and I said, "Whatever, man. I just don't want to hear it anymore."
Yeah,
it's not worth my effort. Hey, listen, I'll come on once in a while. I'll give you some Canadian news if you're up for it.
I'd already told you that I wanted you to do that. I don't know how we didn't do it, but yeah.
Yeah, we did, and then we separated. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we're back again, so there you go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm up for it if you are. There's not much going on in Canada. There's a guy on YouTube called Crafty One. He makes a whole living out of talking about HA stuff in Quebec. And every one of his thumbnails has got their logo and stuff on it, and every show's about fighting with street groups and this and that. But I don't want to run that kind of news program.
You could make a living on HA up there. I see that stuff going across my feed every single solitary day. I just choose not to focus on just one club. They got a whole category, news for Hell's Angels. It's worldwide. Wow. And you could have an HA story every single day of the week. And I just choose to try to spread it out equally among the clubs and not just be the HA channel like your guy there you're talking about.
And the other thing I look at it is because all these stories are just stories until they've been tried and convicted. And I don't want to keep perpetuating the police side of the story because nobody ever tells the biker side of the story.
And that's why it was so satisfying to be able to tell the Iron Range story yesterday, because before I broke it, there was nothing on it whatsoever, period.
Yeah.
Now I broke it, and now it's all over the news. So.
And when you read it, it looked a little messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what, it's all over the news now. So yeah, it's good to know that we can, and they have to tell the biker side of the story on this one. So it's good to know that the social media channels we're running actually do have some impact. But anyway, Bob, we'll let you go, my friend. And for those of you who don't know, you got to get One Night at the Playpen written by Bob Jarvie. Or Bob. Well, I say Bob. I meant Michael. Michael Jarvie.
I'm Bob. I'm always
Michael Jarvie. Please forgive me. Make sure to get this this book written by Michael Jarvie. It is a Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. This is a very good book. This guy was in one of the majors, one of the top 5. He spent his time there and retired in good standing. I don't know what's going on now, but he retired in good standing and all of that sort of thing. So anything he did wrong, he didn't do it bad when he was in the club. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a great point.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Black Dragon. I appreciate you letting me on, brother.
All right, brother. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Bye, Logic. Good to meet you, bro.
Good to meet you too, man.
Take care, bro.
All right. Okay, so he's gone, and now it's your outro. 3, 2, 1.
All right, y'all. Hey, yo, this is Logic, the Shujaji K, down here in the big state of Texas. Listen, remember these words when you're out there riding this weekend, no matter where you are from, where you are going. Ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith. And keep it logical. Peace.
I got it. I did it. Hey, and we appreciate you. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Make sure to join Black Dragon Biker TV. Make sure to join Black Dragon Biker TV and get my book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. Available on Amazon and Kindle and at blackdragonsgear.com. And also, finally, we will be over there in New York coming up the 13th and the 14th. Let me pull that real quick so you guys will know. We'll be in New York at the Forsakens Clubhouse, man. And it's going to be a blast. I will be there at Forsakens. So if you want to come and hang out with us out there and you want to make sure that like if you have my books or something like that, you can make sure to bring them and I'll sign them for you or anything like that. You want to take a picture or anything like that. The Forsakens Welcome to the Jungle 19th anniversary party. The pre-party is on 6/13/25, 9 p.m. until at the Forsaken MC Clubhouse. Then the meet and greet is Saturday at 6/14/25, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Ukrainian Youth Center at 301 Palisade Avenue in Yonkers, New York. And then the anniversary day party is at 6/14/25 from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Ukrainian Youth Center. And that's in Yonkers at the 301 Palisade Avenue, Yonkers, New York, 10703. There will be trophies given out, most repped on 2, most repped overall, most repped out of state, most repped social club, most repped on 4. Really? They got a most repped on 4? That's New York. And the furthest distance trophies will be given. Most repped on 4, that's a new one. That's for those dudes that be riding in 4-wheelers. And then they have after party at the immediately after at the Forsaken MC Club. This is going to be a long weekend. Vendors are wanted. Contact Mr. Smith at 914-821-7173. And if you focus in your phone on this little postage stamp looking thing, I forget what those things are called. URL thingies. QRC. Thank you. Yeah, if you click on the QRC thing, this will take you right where you can get your tickets and everything like that. So scan for tickets and hotel information. So if you want tickets and hotel information, scan the QRC code and just hold your phone up to that, and it'll take you right there. So it is going to be the Forsaken Welcome to the Jungle party, bro. Welcome to the Jungle party. And listen, if you've never been to avert your eyes, preacher. If you've never been to a Forsaken
party,
I'm gone,
y'all. I'll see y'all later.
This is the Forsaken party, my man. This is how it be. All right. Yeah, the preacher had to go. Forsaken MC at Yonkers, man, and they got the cutest little things out there. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, the 90th anniversary weekend is going to be so much fun, June 13th through the 15th. This is no lie. This is actually what be over there. I'm just telling you what be over there. I'm just telling you. It is what be there. And you can't take away what be there. Because what be there is what be there. Ain't no party like a Forsaken party. Yeah. And that's your boy Lavish. And I got a picture with him too. So we'll have that up. But anyway, you guys, that's coming up just very shortly in about 13, 14 days. So make sure to get your tickets and stuff. I'll be there. You guys need to be there. Once again, thank you, Shadow, for gifting those memberships and for being a member. And you guys should consider our channel memberships. Okay, thank you all. And we're up out of here. Thanks for tuning in. And get skinny.
So Motorcycle Club flying 1% diamond, and he's still on that same thing that he started on. Nobody's gonna push me around.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.
It's definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Roll? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, when you're interested into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1, stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the second you volatile, it can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG, bonafide, certified, a true MC. The Biker Boys, the Biker Boys. It's in the house, most definitely. Blow the whistle for Black Dragon, Biker TV. That's right, I said Biker TV. See, one day, young Dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Black Dragon, Black Savage, MC. That's right, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Black Dragon's Biker TV at his best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his Prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, he just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon. I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. Dub V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.